This is my latest 2023 desk setup configuration optimized for filmmaking and content creation. I changed my desk setup so many times that I've learned how to optimize it to help me and look good. Let me show you every aspect of it, and yes, we will also talk about cable management. Let's start with the tabletop. I use this tabletop from IKEA. The name of this one is Idesen. It's warm and I like this texture. It gives me a special mood to be creative. And it's 160 centimeters by 80 centimeters. I like it like this because the room is not that big and a bigger tabletop will make me feel claustrophobic. I tried in the past a bigger one, but this is perfect for me. The desk frame is motorized. I bought this from a local store. I don't use it as often as I should, but sometimes it's nice to have it. I will try to find this one on Amazon and add a link in the description. As content creator, I had a ton of equipment on the desk, so one important accessory that I really need and like is this cup holder made entirely from metal. I don't want to drop coffee or water on my equipment, and this one is perfect. I'm really happy because I found one made entirely from metal. I'm not afraid that it will break if I touch it by mistake. It also has a headphone holder, it's pretty cool. Let's move to my laptop. Right now I'm using this MacBook Pro 16-inch M2 Pro 2023. I love it. I use a laptop because I often edit on the go when I shoot a concert, an event, a conference or something like this. I edit on the go, so I had to have everything with me on a laptop. The battery life of this thing when I edit videos is amazing. I edit 4K 100 FPS without problems, and I like it because when I'm at my desk I need to connect a single cable to my big monitor and I have images, accessories connected, and it's charging at the same time. Speaking about the monitor, I wanted to have a great monitor for video creation and I use this Asus ProArt PA329CV. It's a 32-inch 4K calibrated monitor. Big, the quality is amazing, and what I color grade on this one, it really looks good on any other display. And also, I connect all my accessories to this monitor because it has a USB hub. And the cable management of this monitor is pretty good. Just a little bit and we will talk about the cable management too. You may be wondering why my laptop is here on the right side and not in front next to the big monitor. I keep it here on the right side and have my file management when I edit. I like it to be here and not disturb me when I edit. And it's raised a little bit with this ProMate laptop stand. And to connect the monitor, I bought a long right angle USB Type-C Thunderbolt 3 cable. Now let's talk about the light behind my desk. This is a special one and yes, it's not RGB. Why? When I color correct or color grade, I like to have my lights turned off, but I also need a little bit of light. It's a light from Medialight with a super high CRI value, 99. It's super accurate. It looks cool to see a room full of RGB lights, it looks good on camera, but when you actually work, that can be tricky. A room full of RGB lights will affect your eyes and you will get tired when you work and you don't know why. Yes, you can make a moody vibe when you listen to music or relax a little bit, but when I edit my videos or color grade, it will be a huge mistake to have RGB lights in the studio. I use them when I shoot a video to look good, but when I edit the videos, nah. This orange one is a bulb from IKEA and my RGB lights are from Siri. Another important aspect for me is the sound. I can't have a studio, a working space without a good audio quality. And for this, I love these speakers Yamaha HS5. Pretty small, great quality, powerful, and the sound is flat, which helps me to edit the sound correctly. I had in the past some speaker stands, but these took up too much space, so I decided to keep them on the desk and use these speaker pads from Newsonic. I found a pair with exact size for these speakers. These are good for absorbing vibrations and also tilting the speakers a bit. The speakers are connected to my audio interface, Audient Evo 4, great quality, big volume knob, great mic preamps if I want to record directly on my computer, good looking and pretty affordable. For me, this sound setup is awesome, I love it. Let's move forward to controllers and peripherals. Because I edit in DaVinci Resolve and also in Premiere Pro, I love to use this micro panel from Blackmagic for DaVinci. It's a fine piece of hardware that allows me to control the software when I color grade. It's not a must, but if I use it, I speed up my work a lot. I also made some changes to this one for cable management, but I will come back to cables in a few seconds. For Premiere Pro, I use this Stream Deck XL, a super cool piece of hardware. I can control basically everything with this. It's extremely useful for editing, productivity, shortcuts, streaming. I can customize it exactly as I want. My keyboard is a mechanical one from Durgod Taurus with MX Cherry Red. I like the feeling of this keyboard, and my mouse right now is Logitech MX Master 3S. White version. I just love this mouse. Yes, in time these parts will become gray, but until then I really like how it looks. For editing, it's super important to have a good mouse. I don't use big mouse pads because I don't play games and I don't need to move it too much on my desk, so this small one is perfect. And for storage, I use this enclosure from Asus, A1 is the name, weather sealed, all metal, also acts as a heatsink, and inside it's M2. I have a 2TB Samsung 970 EVO Plus. The speed of this thing is amazing, and I can edit directly on this external hard drive without any problem. This is amazing. Next part is super important for my client work and for productivity, and it's about Zoom or Skype calls and voiceover. For this, I have connected my Sony ZV-10. I use it with this Tamron 20-40 f2.8 because I have a little bit of zoom and I can make my frame perfect for Zoom calls. It's connected to the computer with this Elgato Camlink to have the greatest quality I can, and it's attached to the desk with a blue compass mic arm. I choose to do it like this because I can set the camera exactly as I want, and this arm has this system that allows me to tighten it up. I just attached a ball head to it with a quick release plate, and that's it. It's the perfect webcam. And here on the right side I have this low profile mic arm also for these calls and for voiceover. I use the SE Electronics Dynacaster mic because I don't need to worry about pops, I don't need a pop filter or a cloud lifter. Now the most important part of a clean and good looking desk is cable management. Cable management is always a pain, but I have some tricks that will help you to hide the cables. The cables that we see the most are those sitting on the desk connecting the peripherals. For the Stream Deck and audio interface, I made this cable hole and I have the audio interface placed near it, so the portion of the cables that you can see is small. At the same time, I glued some small rubber pads to the audio interface to lift it up a little bit and put the cable from the Stream Deck under the audio interface. So like this, I have those two pieces of equipment connected with a lot of cables, but it looks clean and organized. I did the same thing with the Blackmagic controller and put the keyboard cables under it to look clean. And their cables are going to the cable management system of the monitor. And my stream camera has the cables hidden into the ARM cable management system, and for the speakers it's not a problem because having them on the desk looks good when it comes to cable management. Now the big cable management problem is under the desk. Here I have two IKEA cable management systems and all the cables are here. I also have my plugs here and I connect only one single cable to the wall to power everything up. I also use these Velcro bands everywhere. The big trick for a good cable management is to have long cables. I know we want less cables, not longer ones, but let's say if you want to connect your monitor to your PC, if you have a short cable, you can't follow a hidden path. If you have a long cable, you can arrange that cable in a way to be hidden. Having long cables is super important for a good cable management. Trust me. You know what? I will disassemble this setup completely and make another one, a minimalistic one, and use that minimalistic setup for 30 days and see if I will miss this complete and big and complex setup, or if I will like that minimalistic setup more than this one. Let's see what's gonna happen. I will disassemble this setup right now.